The inmates in Idaho's maximum security prison spend 23 hours a day, every day, locked in a cell, seemingly little to look forward.
Especially in a place like this.
But there's a countdown to this day.
We all like cookies, right?
Cookies?
Merry Christmas, brother. God bless.
Christmas cookies.
Merry Christmas. God bless you.
Dave Browning's a familiar face, dealing out more than a decade of weekly visits.
Merry Christmas. Coming in as chaplain was probably the best thing because I got to talk to everybody.
At least to those
Hey, Merry Christmas. God bless you.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys.
who want to talk back.
So I appreciate you.
No, it's good stuff. Merry Christmas.
You have a good one.
Mark Rennick's not known to be shy.
Merry Christmas, sir, okay?
He accepted the olive branch decades ago.
That's how I met Mark, yep.
Through the Christmas cookie cart.
Thank you, Merry Christmas.
Between a locked door.
I robbed a dry cleaners. It's who I take my clothes to now.
Mark got 20 years, with 7 fixed.
I was just drunk and,
He's sober now and released 13 years ago. But he still remembers it's not even about the cookies.
Merry Christmas.
It's about what the cookies said.
it's knowing that somebody really cares out, that remembers who you are and that you're out here. You know, us men don't share our emotions that well. We kind of hide it, put on a tough guy kind of scenario. But in truth, this is a pretty powerful thing to do for people.
Merry Christmas.
It's a powerful message to send.
In one of the bags, there was a little note, and it said, it was from a kid written in Crayola, and it said, Jesus loves you.
Do you believe that?
I do. Can't forget that, you know?
There's a past in these walls they'd all like to forget.
I ended up with a murder case, so
A past they can't change.
You know, it's just negativity and getting into that lifestyle, and you could lose your life quick, you know?
But their future, that's in their control.
Merry Christmas.
It's maybe just a cookie away.
I wanted to help him, so that's what we did.
Dave hired Mark after his release.
No, in retrospect, it was huge. It was nice of him to take me on.
Prisons are often equated to nothing more than a punishment.
You aren't going to believe it, but it was a blessing for me. My life needed to be changed.
Merry Christmas.
But reformation,
God bless you.
that takes compassion
Yeah.
and a pinch of humility.
Tatted up teddy bear.
Merry Christmas.
Here,
Happy holidays and God bless.
the proof is in the cookies.
Well, they're all residents that are going to return to the community. And people like this guy have to hire people like me and make that transition. So it's
Merry Christmas.
it's very powerful.
Merry Christmas.
Hidden in the crevices of a Canyon County ridge, a missing woman's life was left up to Eddie
Now we're doing this.
and Chase,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
work partners and hunters.
We don't come out here in the winter. There's no reason for us suicides to look.
And they couldn't believe what
There's a car down here.
or who
Right down in the little crevice.
they'd found.
In the corner in the tumbleweeds. And we climbed down, did a little investigation in the car, and that's when we found Penny's information. I put Penny's name, Penny K. Clark, in on Facebook. And that's when it popped up. We found Penny K. Clark's car, a missing woman.
A 72-year-old woman having no recent contact with her family.
It was days. There's no question about it, it was days.
Canyon County Sheriff Kieran Donahue had already been looking for Penny.
No one would have looked here, really. There'd be no reason to look here.
No reason to be there at all.
So we were, out under those clouds, and we decided to just make a random turn and get out, come back out this way. And this is where we ended up, and it all makes sense.
Eddie and Chase called 911, explaining the car, the crash, the scene.
And then one of the officers looks past the car with the binoculars and sees part of her and sees her moving her extremities.
Me and Chase were in the truck filling out reports, and one of the cops yelled, "Penny!"
Good Lord, not only have we found her, she's still alive.
With help from Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, they trekked Penny off the ridge and flew her to a nearby hospital.
No broken bones. She was just cold, hungry, and tired. And I can't say enough what a miracle that is,
In my experience, this is a less than 1% chance of surviving this. God had a different plan.
Multiple agencies coordinated the rescue, but the highest-ranking law enforcement officer in the county knows where to direct praise.
They're the true heroes here. They really are. They're the ones that saved this woman's life.
But Eddie and Chase,
And just,
they don't need the credit.
I don't know, kind of lost for words.
They already got the payment of a lifetime.
And Penny's daughter arrived on scene when Penny got down to the ambulance. She said, "I never thought listening to my mom snore in a hospital bed would be the best Christmas present, you know, to receive, and I hope your Christmas is just as special as this." It really hit home.
It's good to see you.
There's a lot of pressure to get it right,
Happy Valentine's Day.
starting with the arrangements.
What else would we be doing today?
But for Dorothy Hope,
This is for Virginia.
it doesn't end there.
You're welcome.
The hallmark of the holiday is the arrangement
You mean the enclosure card?
of the words.
Enclosure cards, yeah.
These cards tend to need a little help
Generally, yes.
because the customer
It generally mostly is men.
tends to practice a pattern.
Happy Valentine's Day, love your husband. So we try to help him out with that.
But after so many Valentines,
It's been 38 years,
Hope Bloom's flowers could use some help too.
so I'm not going to lie, I have turned to that chat AI thing a couple of times when I've been stumped.
Cybersecurity company McAfee says 1 in 3 men plan to do the same.
No,
This year's
no.
Valentine's Day.
No, we're never apart.
But could Kevin White
Celebrating 44 years next month.
tell them apart?
You are the perfect partner in every sense, and I love you more with each passing day. Oh, it just says everything. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
A robot wrote that.
Really?
A computer. Turns out, you like that one the most?
I think so.
Why do you like that one? A lot like the robot.
It just kind of, it resonates a bit with me. So I really do feel lucky to have my wife by my side.
But placed side by side,
Oh, for sure.
a personal touch still stands out.
You know how to make me laugh when I want to cry, support me when I want to fly. You're always there to get me by. Happy Valentine's Day, my love.
Ben Charles picked a letter written by our producer, Katie.
I was a pilot in the Navy, so I'm pilot for FedEx now, so I fly all the time.
Like flowers,
Can you hand me a couple?
the words are just an arrangement.
We used to just say it with flowers, so now you can say it with AI and chat GPI or whatever it is.
It's all influenced by genuine intentions.
As long as you have some input to it, it kind of just polishes it up a little bit, I guess.
And just another tool to get it right.
When you're not a Hallmark entity, it helps a lot. So
Building takes time.
What's up, dog?
Whether it be a business
How are ya?
or rapport with customers.
What can I get you?
But after 5 years on the corner of 10th and Main,
As long as there is a walkable path to our front door.
Necker Coffee owner Grant Sheely is more concerned about what's building outside his windows.
Cheers, bro.
Closed roads, covered parking, and cutting bottom lines.
Between 5 and 10%.
It's an experience downtown workers and residents see every day.
Oh, yeah.
Including
I've seen it.
Robin Donovan.
Yeah, I didn't want to park over here, so I parked over on the other side of town and then walked over. But I had the time. Not everyone has time to do that.
And not everyone has the ability to make the walk either.
We see 12 to 24 patients a day with foot and ankle issues.
Kevin Chapman owns Foot Dynamics on Main. It directly borders the 11th Street rebuild.
When there's like big equipment going, the building's shaking.
And he says rebuilding the road is tearing down his profits.
And this is our first year to date through April now, about the first quarter, that we're posting a year-to-date loss versus last year. This is actually worse than COVID.
But they all know in a growing city, the building is inevitable.
I've lived in a lot of different cities, and I've never seen a city do it all at the same time.
But they add it's now time for solutions, because at Necker, the building going on outside is harming what he's trying to build on the inside.
How to responsibly develop the city over the course of the next 5, 10, 15 years. I think that is the question.
It's a staple in any local election. The trot from door to door, connecting with whoever may be home in hopes of making an impression good enough to bubble your name on the November ballot. And here we see Christy Hardy strike out, but at least leaving a flyer in her wake. But did you catch it? Slowing the video down shows Hardy remove her opponent's flyer out of the door jamb before leaving behind her own. We know this because that same doorbell camera shows incumbent J.D. Grant making his stop just 20 minutes before Hardy caught red-handed.
And I walked up to the door, saw my opponent's flyer stuck in the jam, and I took it, you know. In a moment of weakness, I just took it. I was going to fall to the ground, and I really didn't give it much thought after that. And that was wrong.
Are you sorry about what you did, or are you sorry because you got caught?
As I'm going out, I would say 90% of people have cameras. I have only done this a few times. If I see it in the jam, I put it in my hand.
So this wasn't the only time you've done it. You said you've done it a couple times before?
Yeah, and probably in the last 2 weeks, I've probably taken 5, and I am sorry.
Just enough for a small town to notice, where word gets around fast.
Yeah, it does.
Getting to Grant in no time.
I had about probably 15 to 20 people text me with the video and send it to me.
Has anything like this been part of what you know a school board election to be in the past?
No, this has been a weird one. I've ran for 2 other times.
A curious note, considering both candidates consider each other friends.
I know Christine. I think she's a good person and means well. I think she just messed up.
Or at least...
So it has been...
acquaintances.
It has been very awkward.
With a sprint down the home stretch to next month's election, both candidates want to leave this behind.
I think we need to refocus priorities, give our kids a good future.
I'm trying to take the high road and talk about the good things that are happening in the district and the good things that I'm a part of here.